As you sit there hearing these words, perhaps a part of you has already begun to notice something shifting, something new emerging. Because isn't it interesting how sometimes the very things that we thought were problems, they're actually the gifts we needed all along. And maybe, just maybe, you can already begin to see it now, how every moment of separation was simply preparing you to feel the depth of true connection, how every moment of loss was really life's way of teaching you the joy of having, how every so-called failure was nothing more than a stepping stone, a whispered invitation to success. And if you were to truly look back now, wouldn't you see that every moment of lack, it was only sharpening your awareness of abundance, that every doubt, every fear, every insecurity, it was simply the darkness that made the light of love shine even brighter. Because here's the thing, those experiences, they weren't obstacles, they were part of the path. They were the path. And as you realise this, something deep inside you awakens, and you might even begin to wonder if all those struggles were necessary to bring you here, to this very moment, to this deep knowing. Then isn't it true that right now you're exactly where you're meant to be? And perhaps you can already feel it, the release, the relief, the realisation that now finally you're free. And as you step forward, you do so with a new awareness, a deeper understanding, an unshakable certainty that every lesson you ever learned, it's a light you now carry, a light that can illuminate not only your path, but the paths of others too. And isn't that a beautiful thing? Now take a deep breath and let it settle, let it sink in, let it become a part of you, because it already has. As you move forward, you might just notice how easy it is to appreciate it all, to embrace it all, to own it all, because it's always yours, and now you know. And as you begin to notice the way your mind moves, the way thoughts seem to unfold effortlessly, it becomes fascinating, doesn't it? How certain things that once seemed so solid, so fixed, so unquestionable, they now begin to feel softer, lighter, as if something is shifting, as if something new is emerging. Because, isn't it true, every moment of separation was only ever preparing you for the profound depth of connection. As if life was whispering, feel this contrast, so you may know the fullness of love. And isn't it interesting how in the very moment you thought you were losing, you're actually gaining something far more valuable, deeper, understanding, a rich appreciation, a new way of seeing. And as you begin to realise, to truly realise, that failure was never failure at all. It was always a necessary step towards success. Just like night turns into day, just like the tide must pull back before it surges forward. It's fascinating how the very thing that once seemed like an obstacle, it was always the bridge, the lesson, the invitation. Because think about it, every moment of lack, it was never truly lack, was it? It was a magnifying glass, sharpening your focus, refining your awareness, making the presence of abundance so much more vivid, so much more real. And it's funny, isn't it, how the deeper the darkness, the brighter the light shines. How the moments of doubt, of fear, of insecurity, they are never there to hold you back, but to prepare you, to strengthen you, to teach you the depth of what safety, love and certainty really mean. And now something shifts, because as you look back on every so-called negative experience, something new begins to happen. A new feeling, a new understanding, and perhaps even a new appreciation. Because when you truly step back, when you truly see it from this new perspective, you realise it was all necessary, wasn't it? Every challenge, every loss, every moment of hopelessness, it was simply life's way of sculpting you, refining you, moulding you into the person who can now, in this very moment, stand in the space of absolute knowing, absolute power, absolute freedom. Because now you see it, don't you? Now you know. You were never broken. You were never lost. You were never without anything, because everything has always been leading you here. And as you take a deep breath, as you allow these realizations to settle deep into the core of who you are, you might begin to wonder just how much more beauty, joy and possibility has always been waiting for you. And now you can truly see it. And as you step forward, carrying this knowing with you, something remarkable happens. Because every lesson, every experience, it becomes something greater. Something you can share, something you can give, something that allows you to lift others, to inspire, to illuminate. And isn't that a beautiful thing? To finally know that every step was always leading you home, and now you're free.